So you were talking about the travel and stuff yesterday, hopping time zones. It got me thinking, today's game with all the sports science info you have, is there any difference for you guys in prepping for a game like this than maybe 20 years ago, earlier in your career, when you were kind of maybe guessing?
Smitty, I can't even remember back 20 years ago. We take it each day at a time. The biggest thing for us as a coaching staff is just reading where the team is, where we think they are as far as their energy, more mental than anything. Are they, that type of, and I think that's important as you go through a long year and going through time zones and all that. It's a read on your team. We had a good stiff practice today here for a half hour or so. We felt we needed to move the blood just after a long trip. You were on it as of yesterday. So those are, you just got to read your team as far as where you are in the season and how they're feeling.
Is this the overall message right now that's been 3 pretty good games that they've strung together here despite the result?
Well, I think we could have gotten points in all of them. We didn't. We just keep playing. We keep on working on our game, what we're doing, corrections when we need to make corrections. But as I said after just the last game, again, I thought we played well. I watched the tape yesterday. I thought we had a really good game against Vegas. I thought we could have come away with some points there. Didn't, so we get ready for our next one.
In terms of the power play, both goals have come off the face-off and having the zone set up already. How important is it to have that mindset right off the drop with the puck and you're already in the zone and you're able to kind of work the play?
Well, I think with all power plays now, there's a lot of rolling in and out of positions. It's not really set positions. It may look like it's a set play. It may look like you're in your set spot, but the power plays changed so much from those days. So the ones we've scored, sort of, kind of, maybe we're in our spots, but we're letting them play. We're just trying to find open ice. It's worked off a pre-scout from the team we're playing, how they're going to kill, especially off of face-offs. But some of that was just dynamic play and finding the seam. That's what I like about the one group there. They found a couple of seams. And I think they've moved the puck quicker than we have been, not as deliberate, and I think it's opened up some plays for us.
You have Konechny and Tippett together on the power play, and they've obviously connected on the 2 goals, but they also play 5-on-5. Is that important to have guys who play together pretty much the entire game in terms of the power play?
No, I don't. We don't go about it that way either. They have found themselves a little bit in the power play. I want to see how that line evolves with Pales in the middle. I think Pales brings more speed in the middle with those 2 wingers. It was okay against Vegas. I'm going to keep it together and see what happens. But we're not setting up our power play or our 5-on-5 lines off of one another. There's a number of things that come into play with that other than that.
You mentioned the evolution of the power play. The lateral passing, is that almost like an essential now to score goals in the power play with the goalies being the way they are?
Well, the goalies are so athletic and they're just so big, and the way teams block shots nowadays, it's tough getting shots through. So those plays east-west, those are plays that teams are always looking for. I think that's one of the weaknesses of our power play. We just haven't made too many east-west plays this year. But we know this team tomorrow night, they'll be looking through seams all the way through their power play, and I know Shawzy and I have already talked about that. It's a big play. It makes those goalies have to go side to side, and it gives you a better chance to score a goal.
So you think guys are better at blocking shots than, say, 10, 20 years ago? Like, is there a skill in that?
Oh, I think that, well, to me it's not I think there's a skill, but it's more of a willingness. Okay. I certainly think now that shots are being blocked more. In where it's gone to now, it's almost layers. When I was coaching Tampa, it's something we really when I first started coaching, it's something we really started on is not just one guy being in the lane, but 2 guys being in the lane. And you guys piss and moan about it, right? It's too defensive and this and that. It's a huge part of playing defense, and it's something that it's a prerequisite for our team. You're not going to block shots, you're not going to play. Because I think it's a huge part of playing defense.
Happy New Year, John.
Happy New Year, sir.
Just doing something for the hockey news on Matt Mitchkoff. And I mean, there's been moments through the year. There's been ups, there's been downs. What's your overall assessment of how things have gone with him and how things have progressed so far?
First of all, it was a huge plus for our organization, the fire organization, to get him out early.
Yeah.
We didn't expect him this early. It gives us a chance to begin the coaching process with him, of playing away from the puck. I think there's some struggles with him right now, just understanding the schedule of the National Hockey League, the conditioning that you need for the National Hockey League, how you eat. Before you even get on the ice, there's so much to learn about playing in this league, and we're getting them so early now. So that's a big plus for us. So as far as the process going on with him, I think we're on the right road. Great kid, great competitor. I couldn't be happier as far as where we're at, as far as the process of teaching him what it is to be a pro, and what it is, and the big responsibility of a coaching staff is what it is to have a foundation how to play away from the puck. So we're, I'm thrilled where we're at there.
How receptive is he to all of this?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's, I think the biggest compliment you can give a player is when you call him a hockey player. He's a hockey player. That's all,
Right.
he loves playing.
Yeah.
And there's not the only maintenance we have with him is just it's the language barrier, and we're growing through that. He understands us much better. He understands more than what he can speak right now.
Okay.
And I think the organization has done a great thing, and now we have an interpreter traveling with us. We have actually used them in between periods. We use them after games. It's been a big plus as far as the time we've spent with Matt Vey in just a short part of the season right now.
There's so much made of, is Torts trying to break this guy?
Break him of what?
Yeah, okay, I wanna ease into this.
Yeah.
When Joe Thornton was a rookie,
Yeah,
he scored 8 points that year.
yeah.
There was one practice where Burns was running a drill, and Joe went to take part in the drill, and Burns said, "No, Joe, this is for guys who are committed. You go off in the corner and play with the puck, right? Okay." So that's
Yeah.
harsh, man.
Yeah.
I've talked to lots of hockey people who say, find me the coach who wants to lose games. I mean, you want the best for this guy, obviously, and everything that you're doing is
Yes.
for that, I
Yeah.
assume, right?
Yes, and I think, and I never chase it to perception, I guess.
Yeah.
They think that we're going to just turn him into a defensive genius. We are so cognizant of what we have in him as
Okay.
far as the
Yeah,
ability that he has.
Yeah.
But he is going to learn what it is to be a pro. He is going to learn that.
Right.
And he's going to learn that there's another side of the puck. I shouldn't say I, because it's we, because Darryl Williams spends a lot of time with him, Rocky with tape and this and that.
Yeah.
It would be so wrong for us not to spend the time that we're spending with him right now on that part of the game. We would not be doing our job. And the idiots out there that are saying he doesn't understand it, he's gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's being written out there. I'm sure there's plenty of things being said out there. We are so happy that we've gotten them right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we are not going to waste a moment as far as trying to help him.
Yeah.
And that's all we're trying to do. We are totally out of his way
Right.
in the offensive part of the game.
Right.
Because he's
Right.
so creative.
Let him
You
do what he
can't
does.
teach
Right.
that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But there has to be another, for him to be a National Hockey Leaguer and to be the best he can be, he needs to be coached in the other part of it, and
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
I mean, you had your moments with Vinny. It turned out okay.
I had 2 years of moments with him, yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're not doing with this kid what 100 coaches haven't done with 100 young guys
No,
to this
we're-
point.
we're
But I mean,
doing
like I
our
say with
job.
Vinny, I mean, Vinny made a lot of money in this league. He won a cup. Everything turned out okay.
Vinny turned into and not because of me, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
Vinny needed to learn that part of the
Right,
game.
right,
We don't
right.
win a Stanley Cup there if Vinny didn't understand what it was to be the other side. I don't think Washington
Mm-hmm.
starts winning a Stanley. How many they just win one?
They've
Was it
only
ju-
won one.
Yeah, they would not unless Alex started to understand that there needs to be another side to the puck.
Yep.
Is he great at it? No. Is Mish going to be great at it? No. But he's going to learn that there has to be some sort of awareness of how you play away from the puck. And we're going to teach him that.